In this video, I am going to show you how to immigrate to the UK like a boss and comfortably, and get to live permanently in the UK. This is for both those that are outside the UK or those that are already inside the UK. For those of you that are already in the UK, I will show you how to stay permanently through this smooth pathway. So it doesn't really matter if you are in the UK or outside the UK, this pathway works for you. My approach using this pathway is very airtight, meaning as long as you follow my approach, you should be fine. But this will not work for those that have criminal records, serious health inadmissibility issues, or those that have terrible immigration records. So now let us jump in. If you want to immigrate and live permanently in the UK, you don't have many options available for you to do so, and only few visa type options lead to indefinite leave to remain, which is permanent residency. The visa options available to you are Global Talent Visa, Innovator Founder Visa, Skilled Worker Visa, Family or Spousal Visa, and UK Ancestry Visa. Now, the Global Talent Visa and Innovator Founder Visa is very difficult to get, and only very few people will be fortunate enough to get it. The Family and Spousal Visa is only for people with family or a spouse in the UK willing to sponsor them to come to the UK. It covers partners, parents, or children of settled persons or citizens. UK Ancestry is only available to Commonwealth citizens with a UK-born grandparent, and it leads to ILR, which is indefinite leave to remain after 5 years. So this leaves us with the Skilled Worker Visa. Now, this visa is for people that have a certificate of sponsorship from a UK company, meaning that you have been employed by a company registered in the UK and they are willing to sponsor you to come and stay in the UK to work for them. Let us dive deep into the Skilled Worker Visa for a bit. Alright, so this is a UK government website focused on immigration and visas. We are on a page that covers the Skilled Worker Visa. I just want us to go through this page quickly. Then I will reveal to you the pathway you can use to live permanently in the UK and how to go about it. So what is the process? This process can be used by both people outside the UK that want to come into the UK and by people already in the UK looking to extend their stay and stay permanently. For example, people on graduate visa, people on care visa, people on global business mobility visas, okay? Now, the process is to set up a company in the UK, do business with that company, and use that company to sponsor yourself to come and work for the company in the UK. This process is called self-sponsorship. So instead of you hoping and searching for a company to employ you and sponsor you, you can just self-sponsor yourself through your own company. This is how it goes. Register your company in the UK, do business with that company and start trading. Get a VAT registration, so VAT registration. Do your HMRC payee, register for national insurance, maybe get your annual accounts, organize your HR systems. Then you approach the Home Office to get a sponsor license for your company. After you do that, you assign yourself a certificate of sponsorship, also known as COS. Afterwards, apply for the skilled worker visa. The most important thing when it comes to your company and the sponsor license application is that you need to prove that your company is legitimate, viable, and active. Also, that the company is financially capable of compensating you and paying your salary, which would be around £52,000 annually. I am going to show you how to handle this. Okay? Now, when it comes to your visa application, you need to prove that your job position is genuine and that you have the appropriate skill for the job. Now, let me briefly explain this. When it comes to the sponsor license application and the COS, okay, the focus is your company. All right? So you have to prove that your company is legitimate. You have registered a company. You have to prove that the company is viable and it is active, because they are going to check all that. When it comes to your visa application, so you're applying for a visa, for the skilled worker visa, the visa officer doesn't focus on your company. They don't have any business to do with your company. They now focus on you, okay, as the worker. They want to make sure that the job vacancy is genuine, the job position is genuine. They want to make sure that you, as the worker, is a fit for the job. Okay, so that is basically what you need to know about those two things. Now, no worries, right? Don't worry about it. Our approach takes care of all of this, both preparing you for the sponsor license application for your company, and also when you have all that, preparing you for the visa application. Okay, so now let us talk about the business you are going to be doing with the company. All right, so what business are you going to do? So now that you have registered your company, it is official. Congratulations. Now is the time to decide what business you are going to be engaged in. Okay, what kind of business would your company be engaged in? This is your next headache. Now, there are going to be two sets of people. One set, they already know or have an idea of the business that they want to do. Okay? The next set of people they want to go through the self-sponsorship process, get to stay permanently in the UK, but they have no idea of a business that their registered company can engage in. Okay? So we're going to talk about that. Now, mind you, you can do any business. There are no limitations when it comes to using this self-sponsorship process when it comes to the business that you want to do. But there are two critical questions you need to answer before you engage in the business. Okay? So if you want to do supermarket, if you want to do hair salon, if you want to set up an auto body shop, if you want to put together a consulting firm, or you want to start a software firm or a marketing agency, you can do all that. Okay? But there are two critical questions you need to answer. Now, number one, can that business idea you have, can it handle your annual required salary? Okay? Because the self-sponsorship process and the skilled worker visa, it comes with a required annual salary. And for the position you are going to take in your company, which is typically going to be senior management position, you are looking at around £52,000 annual salary. Okay? So that business idea you want to go into, that business you want to go into, can it handle an annual salary of £52,000? And can it handle that salary? Okay, can it handle paying you £52,000 for the next 5 years. Because it's not just 1 year, it's 5 years. You are going to come into the UK or stay in the UK for 5 years on a skilled worker visa initially, and then you would need to switch to indefinite leave to remain, which is permanent residency. When you do that, yes, all those limitations go away. Fine. But before you get there, you have 5 years where you have to maintain the rules of your visa and also the sponsorship license. Okay? Can that business handle this? Number 2, is the business viable? That means, can the business generate enough money to handle your business expenses and also your annual salary? Okay? And potentially any employees you might have in the future. All right? When you pull up your bank statement and someone is having a look at your business transactions, is it bulky enough? Is it buffed up enough for someone to say, you know what? Yeah, this is an actively trading business. This is an actively trading company. All right, these are the considerations you should have. Okay? Now, we have our own business model that we believe is a perfect fit for this self-sponsorship process. It is viable. It can handle your £52,000 annual salary, and it can handle it for 5 years. Okay? If not even more. Okay? So that is the business model we are going to be introducing to you. For those people that have no idea of what business to engage in, then this business model is for you. All right? So the business model we are going to use for this self-sponsorship process is going to be UK dropshipping. So dropshipping within the UK using UK suppliers. Now, basically, we are flipping and reselling products. Okay? Usually or typically mid to high ticket products. Why is this business model the perfect fit? Most people wanting to use this self-sponsorship process are going to be living outside the UK. So you're not in the UK. So just from that, a physical business is not even an option because there's no way for you to manage, and run the business before you come to the UK. And you know that company needs to be active. Needs to be active and trading before you can use it to sponsor yourself to come to the UK. So you need an online business, okay, that you can run from back home, okay, and get the company to be making money, generating money and trading so that it can sponsor you to come to the UK to work and, expand the business. So already an online business is your only option, number 1. Number 2, you need a business model that can generate income quickly and steadily. And that is exactly what the UK dropshipping and reselling business would do for you. Now, I'm going to visually show you how the business runs. And I'm also going to show you how we generate sales and how we acquire customers and all that. Okay? There are 3 layered levels in this business model. The first level, you are flipping and reselling products. The second level, you are utilizing a fulfillment method called dropshipping. Now, the reason why we use dropshipping is to manage risk, right? You can go ahead and buy in bulk and order the products in bulk. Then it's going to add more cost to your business because you have to find a warehouse to store them. And also, if the product you just ordered don't end up moving fast, you are now tying down money. Okay? And in the self-sponsorship process, time is not really what you have. Okay? Now, the third level, you will be utilizing Google Ads and selling in-demand products. Now, in-demand products are those products that people are already aware of and that they would normally or typically be searching for to buy. So you are not trying to introduce a new product that nobody has heard of or very few people have heard about. You are selling in demand products that people are already searching for. Okay? All right, so now let us talk about the online business. There are three things we are going to be doing, which is number one, we are reselling products. Okay. Number two, how we get those products direct to the customer when they buy from us, when they pay us. We use drop shipping. So we're going to be using drop shipping fulfillment method and make our suppliers deliver the product directly to our customers. Okay, it doesn't come to us. Number three, we are going to be utilizing Google Ads, right? We are going to be using Google Ads to sell and find customers, to sell to people and find customers. Okay. Um, so this is a product called the Learning Tower, the toddler learning tower, right? It allows your toddler to participate in kitchen activities or bathroom activities. Um, okay. So if I want to drop ship and resell these products now, um, I'm going to add my profit to this price, okay, and sell it. So if I want to make £50 in profit, for example, I'm going to be selling this product for £130. Okay, anytime I sell the product, I would make £50. Okay, so this is a dropshipping supplier as well. There are multiple dropshipping suppliers. For example, the DK wholesale that I showed you, which you can clearly see here, dropshipping. Okay, they sell home and outdoor watches, tech, toys. You can dropship personal care items. You can dropship from this site. You can also dropship from QD store, so quality discounts. So if you want to go into the business of, let me say, you want to dropship mirrors, you want to dropship and resell mirrors, for example, you can go into that business, right, using quality discounts because they have a wide variety of mirrors for you to um, resell and dropship. Okay, um, but let's go back to the kitchen tower. So let's say I want to sell this, I want to resell this. I'm going to be reselling it for £130. The number one question you have in your mind now, probably, is that okay? Well, how would you find customers? Well, I wouldn't use social media ads for this, so I'm not doing the traditional dropshipping that people know. I'm focused on Google Ads, and the reason I would do that is because I want to meet customers halfway. I want customers to be interested in the product and then come to me when I'm already, and I'm supplying the product and I have the product already, right? So if Google gives you what you search for, what you type for, whatever you type here, that is exactly what your results will be. The results Google would provide to you. So if a customer is typing toddler kitchen learning tower, they are looking to buy it, or they're kind of interested in it. That is when I want to show if that is what I'm selling. So my product will be among these products that are here. Now there are two types of Google. There are two types of Google ads. Okay, there is Google Shopping ads, which is what you see here. Bunch of products placed together. I'm giving the customer or the person ample options for them to choose and decide which one they want to buy. Now, there's also text ads. I'm going to touch on that one very soon, but text ads typically would look like this. It will look like this, right? So, actual text, the format of actual text or words, right? It's going to look like this, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you in a moment how it looks. But that is so that those are the two classes of Google Ads we have. We use both because both would work. I've been doing this for 10 years, so I have my own strategies on how to make sure that I'm bringing in cash, I'm generating sales. Yeah. So this is how I would find customers if I want to sell 10, 50, £50. If I sell 10 in a week, or if I sell 10 in a day, I'm running away with £500, right? If I sell 100 in a month, how much am I making? If I sell 2,000 in a month, how much am I making? All right. So now let me say I want to go into proper furniture drop shipping. All right. So this is a furniture drop shipping supplier as well. As you can see, my drop shipping. So this is their program. Um, so this is a Calvin swivel armchair, and it's going for £279. So if I want to drop ship and resell this product now, I will be reselling it for a price of, let's say, £450. Okay, that means my profit anytime I sell one of these would be around 170. Yeah, around £170. That's how much I'm walking away with if I sell one. I love furnitures because the profit margins are usually very good because people can't really tell the price of the product. Okay, you can't. There's no way you can look at this product and tell the price. This could go for £450. This can also go for £1,000. All right. From the customer's point of view, they have just seen something they really like, something that can fit into their home decor. Okay, before they even start thinking about price. So anyone with £1,000 to spend, if I price this as £1,000, they will buy it at that price. And that means I've raked in £700 profit just by selling one unit. Okay, but I'm fine with selling these for £450 because I know I can sell multiple of these daily. Okay, um, yeah. So basically, so that's how dropshipping and the online business, global dropshipping, really works. So if I'm looking at, for example, I want to sell um, multiple products, I can also do so. So if I want to sell multiple products, I can also do so. So it's not just armchair. I can combine armchair with also supplying dining sets, right? And that's it. I could just focus on that, and that is my business, my drop shipping business, and I'll be raking in $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 every month. Okay. Now, how do I find customers? The same thing. You Google Ads, right? Customer would always search for what they want to buy. There are two places a customer would search for in the West, right? There are two places when you want to buy something, you would typically go online to find it. Number one, Amazon. Number two, Google. Now, people that go to Amazon, no problem. I'm not worried about people that go to Amazon. My focus is on people that actually come on Google to search for the product. When they do search for the product, I want to show up. Like I want to show up. Okay, I want to show up here and make the sale, and that is my target when it comes to it. So Google Shopping here, and then Google Text Ads. Let me show you the text ads, how it is. So this is how it typically would be. All right, you are going to see sponsor results, then you see like a word, like a text ads here. Now, for text ads, you are technically advertising your business, right, rather than a product. So if I have, like, let me say, if I have a variety of 25 armchairs, for example, right? I'm in the armchair business. So customers that are looking for armchairs, to buy armchairs, I'm advertising my business. I'm telling them that, hey, ABC business, we sell various kinds of armchairs. Check us out to see the varieties of the armchairs that we sell. So that is the difference between like a text ads and Google Shopping. Google Shopping, we're advertising products. Okay. Text ads, we're advertising the business. Okay, we're promoting the business that we're running. So that is the difference between both. Okay, so that is why this business is perfect for UK self-sponsorship. Because again, everybody knows self-sponsorship, and I keep asking, can that business idea that you have, can it carry you for self-sponsorship? It's not just you getting the skilled worker visa. Is you actually ending up, with indefinite leave to remain? Because when you go apply for indefinite leave to remain, they will check your record. Did you abide by the rules of your skilled worker visa? And I told you, you must be earning salary. So whatever business you want to go into, that business must be able to provide you with the required salary, and it must do so for the 5 years you are going to be in the UK, for the 5 years of your visa duration. If you miss 1 year, you have floundered you have broken the rules of your visa. Indefinite leave to remain, you might as well just wave it goodbye. So whatever business you want to go to, does he have the financial buoyancy to provide you with, like with the salary, your annual salary, okay, and take care of its business expenses? So that is exactly what you should consider. Preparing for your sponsor license. So what would be your positioning? For you to get a sponsor license, you need to prove that your company is registered in the UK and it is legitimate, viable, and active. Okay? Now, when it comes to your company being legitimate, have you registered a company? Have you received your unique tax reference? Does your business have a business address or a trading address? Then the next one is your business active? That means, is your business or is the company actively doing business and trading? All right. Are you offering a service or you are selling a product? Do you have clients, customers, or contracts? All right. All these things will determine if your business is actively trading. The third is the business viable? All right. You need to show that a company is generating revenue and is financially capable, because the Home Office will be assessing if you can be able to compensate a foreign skilled worker if you decide to employ one. Okay? All right, so once you are now fully ready to apply for the UK sponsor license, you will typically need to submit at least 4 supporting documents within 5 days of the online application. That means once you have applied online for the sponsor license, within 5 days, you are required to submit the 4 documents needed. So we're going to run through the checklist for you to see all the requirements, the required documents, and the options that you have of documents to submit. Okay? Now, but before we do that, proving your business is legitimate and operating legally in the UK, there are core requirements, including you having a UK corporate bank account. And that bank account has to be from a bank that is registered with the FCA and the PRA. Okay? That is a mandatory document that is needed. You need to have that one. And you also need to have, then the other supporting documents you can include with the application would be VAT registration, so VAT registration, employer's liability insurance. That this one is very easy, right? Very straightforward. It can be gotten within 24 hours. And then proof of premises, like where is your business trading? Where are you doing business from? Okay. Now, key documents checklist, as you can see here, the mandatory document is the UK corporate bank account. Then proof of operating legally, VAT registration certificate, employer's liability insurance, proof of registration with HMRC for payee. So pay as you earn. This is for employees, any employee that you have, including yourself. And then national insurance certificate. And obviously your certificate of incorporation. That means your company registration document. You can also include that. In all of these, you just need a total of 4 documents. Now, if you include like a 5th one or 6th document, that is fine. It's just going to make your application much more stronger. All right. So as much document as possible that you can include, the easier it's going to get for you to get the sponsor license. Okay, and the sponsor license is extremely important because it allows your company to sponsor you to come to the UK. Okay. So after you have applied for the sponsor license, it's going to go through an assessment process by the Home Office. They're going to assess your application, and basically, one of the things that they are looking to assess is if the company is financially capable of sponsoring a foreign worker. Okay, so it's not necessarily you as an individual. They're not looking into you in this process. They're just focused on your company and the activities of your company. Um, is your company actively trading? Is it making money? Is it bringing in money? Does it have long-term contracts, or does it have customers? Does it have clients? Do you have invoices? Do you have agreements? Who supplies you? Right, all these things are what they want to really understand about your business. So with our approach, you don't need to worry about anything because the Home Office will never question your company's financial capabilities, and that is because you will be actively trading and doing global dropshipping and e-commerce. All right, and we are focused on everything UK, everything being in the UK. All right, that means your dropshipping suppliers will be in the UK. The products you're selling will already be on ground in the UK. The customers you're selling to will only be people that live and reside in the UK. So you want to domesticate your company and your business as much as possible. Okay, that is what you want to do. All right. So when your company receives the sponsor license, the next step would be for you to be assigned a certificate of sponsorship. So what happens first is that your company, is going to create a COS slot. Okay? That COS slot will need to be approved by the UK Home Office. But it depends. All right? They have two types of COS, undefined and defined. If there is a defined COS that your company is creating, it will need to be approved by the Home Office. All right? If it is undefined, then it doesn't need to go through that process. Now, what undefined is if you are already in the UK, that means on another visa, student visa, graduate visa, whatever it is, right? Care visa. If you are already in the UK, on ground in the UK, then your COS will be undefined. Okay? If you are outside the UK, so you as a person, you as the foreign worker or the owner of the company, if you are outside the UK, you're back in your home country, then the COS is defined. Okay, now how does the approval process go? Well, they don't know you yet, right? The COS is just created as a slot. That means a job position, duties, salary that you are going to be paid, but your name is not attached to the COS yet. So the Home Office is approving the COS. It's not necessarily approving you. It's just approving the COS slot. Okay, that is it. So when a COS slot is approved, your company can now assign it to you specifically. Okay, that is typically how it works. So defined certificates of sponsorship are for workers outside the UK and require approval for each request. Okay, undefined certificates are used for people already in the UK on a valid visa. All right. So Home Office do actually go through it. They'll go through the COS, but not specifically for approving you. It's just approving the COS slot, and it's because they have the defined COS or certificate of sponsorship. There's an annual allocation for it. Okay, so they just want to make sure that they are not going over their annual allocation, general annual allocation. Okay. For self-sponsorship, it is very important that the information regarding the job position indicates that the job position is vital to the company's growth and also will benefit the UK positively. That means you need to argue that the job position that you want or you need for the company is extremely vital for that company's growth. That means bringing in a senior manager, for example, is vital. Okay, and you have to also paint that it is beneficial for the UK for that person to be inside the UK working for the company, rather than being outside. Okay, so but all this straightforward. You can argue this, especially since you're coming in as the owner of the company and you're coming in as a senior manager. Okay, now simply put, it is of utmost importance and benefit for the UK and the company having you work here in the UK than not allowing you to come and work. So that is exactly how you should state it. right? The CFO must contain an appropriate salary that is above the required limit or the going rate for the job position. So each job position has like a going rate, what is required, like a required salary. So you're either meeting that required salary or you're offering something above it. Okay. Now we advise you to offer £52,000 salary to yourself. Okay, because for senior management, typically this is what it's going to be. And you're coming in as an executive / senior management because you own the company. Okay. All right. So once you have been allocated the certificate of sponsorship, it is now time for you to start proceeding towards applying for the skilled worker visa. Now, one of the aspects the visa officers will look at is your overall skills in relation to the job. Okay, so they have to assess you to make sure that you are fit for the job role. Right? They don't want a situation where a line cook or someone with a line cook background is being employed to do the job of a software engineer, for example, right? It doesn't match. Typically, when that happens, they would require an interview, and most likely they will refuse the visa. So what you would notice that in this process of self-sponsorship, every stage something is being assessed. Okay, when you applied for your sponsor license, your company was assessed. When your company created the certificate of sponsorship slot, okay, the job position was assessed to check if it is valid and needed for the company. Now that you are applying for the skilled worker visa, you as an employee is being assessed. They are assessing your work experience, your background, and your capability to see if you fit this job role. Now, based on the information you provide on your visa form, they would know, because they will look at your work experience, they will look at your education. This is why we always advise, right, from the first month of you registering your UK company to start the self-sponsorship process, you should hire yourself. You should be an employee for the company, like a remote worker. So if you're coming in as a senior manager, if your intention is to come in to the UK as a senior manager to manage your company, you should be already doing that job remotely from Nigeria or from wherever you are, wherever your home country is. Okay, you should be doing that already, and you should be paying yourself a salary. Now, you don't have to be paying yourself £52,000 annually. Okay, because your home country, the salary requirements, your minimum wage in your country is very much different from the UK. So pay yourself within the salary band of your country, so that you do this so that you don't stress yourself financially. So, for example, in Nigeria, you can be paying yourself £300 to do the job. And this is proof, or even £1,000. And this is proof that, number one, you can do the job because you have been doing the job for the past 12 to 14 months already. Number two, the company can compensate you because they have been compensating and paying your salary for the past 12 to 14 months. Okay? This is why our approach is very solid. For education, this will be based on your education background and be different for each person. Regardless, properly packaging yourself here is important. Now, I just want to mention something. Work experience typically carries more weight than education. So if you studied something very different from like a management role or management job, don't be worried. So even if you studied agriculture or social studies or something else, something like that, and your job role that you're going to assume when you get into the UK is that of a senior manager of a company, don't be worried about that, because what counts most is the work experience. And this is why our approach works very well, because you have been doing the job already. right? You've been doing the job not just for 2 months. No, you've been doing it for the past 12 months. You have been doing it for the past 14 months already. Okay? So you are very much fit to do that job. Okay? So depending on the job position, there is an expected salary for the position. There's a going rate, right? There is a going rate. So you can either, your company should either offer you the going rate or above the going rate. Of course, if your company offers you above the going rate, it looks good. Okay, it makes getting the visa much more smooth. Okay, so let me say because we are into e-commerce in general, the position when it comes to senior manager or manager would be 1150. So each job role has a code. So your code, if you're using our approach, which is dropshipping and e-commerce, then this is your kind of like a role. So managers and directors in retail and wholesale. Okay, and the going rate is £36,000 400. But remember, this is just manager. You are typically going to have like a senior manager role. So we always advise people to offer £52,000, like way above the going rate. It will just make getting your visa smoothly, right? Smooth. Yes, that's it. You can also, if you want to do, like, if you want to come in as a marketing manager, for example, you can also do that. Let me see, marketing manager. Yeah, so marketing managers, as you can see here, £50,000. Yeah, that's the so if you offer yourself £52,000, it's still within, it's still slightly above the going rate for marketing manager. So whatever role, job position you're going to come in as, and it's going to it is going to be dependent on the kind of business that you want to go into. If you are using our own business model, which is dropshipping and e-commerce, then you can use 1150. Okay, you can just use 1150. So managers and directors in retail and wholesale, and offer yourself a salary of £52,000. And if you can't, if £52,000 is much for you at that time, you can offer yourself for the £42,000. But just offer yourself something above this going rate. Okay. All right. So once you are done refining your profile, you've set up your profile properly, your personal profile properly. It's now time for you to apply for the visa. You can now go ahead and apply for the visa. Okay. And the moment you get the visa and you have arrived in the UK, the self-sponsorship process is completed. The next thing you'll be working towards will be settlement. After 5 years of staying in the UK, of course, on a skilled worker visa, you become eligible for indefinite leave to remain, which is permanent residency. It is important to note that both you and your company must continue to adhere to the rules and policies of the skilled worker visa and the sponsor license for the whole 5 years visa duration. Okay? Your annual salary of £52,000 must be paid to you every year for the 5 years period. If that doesn't happen, they would know. Because when it comes time to settle in the UK, they will ask you for proof that you have abided by the rules of your visa. Okay? And also for the company to show proof that they have abided by their sponsor license rules. Meaning you must have been paid an annual salary of around £52,000 annually for the last 5 years. Avoid breaking this rule. If you do, you would not be eligible for indefinite leave to remain, and your sponsor license will be revoked. For those people going into using our approach and going into global dropshipping and e-commerce, I don't know why, I don't know how this would happen, because you'll be making enough money for you to be able to abide by the rule of maintaining your annual salary. Okay? This is why it is important to run a legitimate business that is lucrative in the UK, so that your company would be able to sustain its financial responsibilities. So for those people that think they might have an idea of what they want to do, I'm asking again, are you sure that idea can financially, sustain you? That business idea can financially sustain you and allow you to be generating and earning £52,000 annually for at least 5 years. Okay, think very well about that. In conclusion, we're concluding now. If you are interested in using our self-sponsorship approach, using global dropshipping and e-commerce to gain indefinite leave to remain, permanent residency, and stay in the UK permanently, reach out to us. And don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop your comments below.